Without further ado, I would like to now hand over to our host today and our honorary guest, premium partner. First of all, let me welcome Professor Dr. Thomas Hirth, Vice President for Innovation and International Affairs at the KIT, and Dr. Thomas Schneider, Managing Director Development of TRUMPF Werkzeugmaschinen GmbH & Co. KG. Now, welcome. It's great to have you all here. Now, these past 2 years have been very turbulent. I'm sure, Professor Hirth, in 2019, you were awarded the title of University of Excellence, and you won several other university titles across Europe. And then came the COVID crisis, a difficult time during which you accepted the office of Vice President for the second time. So what were the most important things that happened for the KIT in this period of time? Well, first of all, I think we were well prepared for the COVID-19 pandemic. We saw as much because we managed to switch over to digital teaching early on. We have an excellent computer center at KIT, and we are familiar with media learning, of course. So it was easy to switch from offline to online, and we created opportunities for our staff to work from home. At the same time, we maintained our research structures here on the spot, and all of that was possible because we have a wonderful team here at KIT, and this entrepreneurial spirit, that team spirit we have, that was even strengthened through this title of the Excellence Initiative, has helped us along. It gave us a big thrust. This whole topic of digitalization became much more prevalent, and that's something that really helped us along. And our scientists and academics were very productive during that time. We'll hear about that later on, I'm sure. So the pandemic really brought us something that was good, and that's, appreciating personal contacts. Mr. Schneider and myself, we haven't met for 1 year now. I'm responsible for the international business of KIT as well, and I haven't met many people, and I think the last time I traveled abroad was in 2019 when I traveled to Singapore. Yes, and I think also the Development Act, the KIT Development Act, helped you along. And the most high-performing computer in Europe. I'm sure we're going to hear about that later on. Now, Dr. Schneider, you share many things. You have many things in common apart from your first name. You both studied at KIT. You studied mechanical engineering, and what would you say makes the KIT what gives it the glue that keeps everything together? Well, I think it's this proximity to the campus, this cross-functional approach. I studied mechanical engineering, and I was able to do my Ph.D. Machine tools. So that's the area I'm active in here now. So it's an interdisciplinary approach that we have at KIT, and that links the various disciplines with one another. And it's also the fact that the KIT is actually the gate to the world, and it's acting globally. It fits us, it fits KIT, and this is why we like to work together. So you do not only speak on your own behalf, but also on behalf of TRUMPF. You're a premium partner, so maybe you can tell us a little bit about what it means to be working closely with KIT. Well, generally speaking, TRUMPF has very close ties with the general network of academia and science in Baden-Württemberg, but KIT in particular. We have mechanical engineering, informatics, what have you. So we require all the disciplines for our own business, and this is why we require a broad campus. And so it's kind of a natural approach for us to go to KIT, and I'll be coming back to that later on in my presentation. So we want to be first when it comes to innovation, and many of the approaches taken at KIT and the disciplines offered at KIT can be used by us. Well, definitely. This afternoon, you'll be talking about what links the capital market and KIT and mechanical engineering. Now, you said that best meets best is what creates this glue that keeps you all together. What is the impact the crisis had on your cooperation? Well, I think that the cooperations we've had for longer periods of time, they have proven to be very resilient, as we like to call it today, and in some cases we even created our own new cooperations, and digitalization probably helped us there. But generally speaking, I think it's necessary to trust one another and to know one another personally. So this personal network at KIT is very important. We talked about that in the run-up to this event, saying that we actually found that you meet people from Karlsruhe all over the world, many different universities and many different important functions in companies and at universities, and that's very important for us. We have a closely knit alumni network, and we like to involve our alumni in everything that's happening around the KIT in Karlsruhe. And these are the important elements, and this is why I believe this Innovation Day is so important. We have an exchange with our community, from industry, from academia, and science, and we also involve our students. That's very important, because our students, they're the ones who are going to be our partners in the future. Well, definitely, and you'll have plenty of opportunity to get to know this spirit today. We've got the lounge where you meet the alumni network, and the exhibition where you can contact people. And dear audience, by way of information, in 2019, the KIT had reached the record number of 50 startups. It was still 30 in 2020, very impressive numbers still. And it's important to note that the patents applications filed during the COVID crisis went up by as much as 25%. How did TRUMPF deal with the crisis? Did you invest more or less in research and development during this time? Well, we were well prepared, because we started monitoring the situation early on. We had expected a slight crisis in mechanical engineering already before COVID, and then came COVID, and we had already switched over to going digital. Our whole R&D department had worked mobile teams. That was, of course, a challenge, but as a family enterprise, we were allowed to continue to invest. Of course, looking more to the short term and medium term, we developed a couple of tools over time, and it gives us a better idea of where we're headed, and it all helped us along. We learned a lot, and we wrote a lot as well. We documented a lot, and I think we're well prepared for what the future will bring. That sounds good, and if you take a look into the topics of the future for KIT, well, yesterday, Anja Karliczek, the Minister for Research and Education in Germany, visited us, and she told us three things. She said we should do excellent research, we should support industry in transformation, very important, and thirdly, promote dialogue with society. So making a contribution to our citizens, understanding what happens all around them. That's a good statement, I think. Of course, it's also a major challenge for us, but I think we are ready for it. We can master it, and it's what we need in order to emerge strengthened from this crisis, to be resilient, and also, I think, to give back meaning to Europe is something that is definitely necessary. And sustainability is an important buzzword. You want to be carbon neutral by 2030, your campus, that is. Well, definitely. And we also have a sustainability officer now, and we have 2 new fields of action, digitalization and sustainability. These are 2 important fields of action that will become part of our strategy. And this societal aspect is going to gain in importance, knowledge transfer to society, to politicians. That's what we're going to focus on, and even closer ties with industries. These are the major challenges, and that's a wonderful agenda for us. And you know, after the Excellence Initiative, we already start preparing for the next Excellence Initiative. The first tenders are coming in, and the next round will be in 2025. And well, this is going to happen sooner rather than later. Well, thank you. Diversity was another issue, and all of these things are also part of our agenda today, because after all, they are important topics for us. So thank you very much for this introduction, and we'll meet again several times in the course of the day, I'm sure.